How's everyone doing today? We got some exciting Star Wars stuff to actually cover for the first time in a while. How's everyone doing? I know I missed last week's stream. Last week I kind of just took a mental break for like 4 days. I was grinding pretty hard throughout April and the beginning part of May. And then I know I'll be doing a lot of YouTube stuff for when Obi-Wan comes out, so throughout June. So I was like, you know what? I'll just take like half a week off, not even check YouTube or anything. So yes, right into a stream. But I'm here now, and we can talk about Star Wars, and we're going to talk about the Vanity Fair stuff in a sec. Hold on. I do want to message my fellow boys in the Tatooine show if they want to hop on. I'm not sure if any of them will, but yeah, let's head over to the chat. Let me move some of this out of the way. By the way, does my audio sound good? I realized last time I streamed, I actually realized that I had the wrong audio settings. Okay, I think I'm pretty good. Hello there, what's up? What's up? Ooh, lots of comments. Hi, Goldman. You're almost at 7K. I am almost at 7K. I think I'm 39 subs away. Hopefully, we can get it by the time Obi-Wan comes out. That'd be pretty cool. You ever boxed before? No. What are your top 10 movies? I know Wally's number one. I can't think of that off the top of my head. Why do you delete your Q&As? I don't. I unlist them, so technically you can still watch them if you have a link. Star Wars. Thoughts on Buffalo? Tragic event, but we're not here to talk about that. Thoughts on the Kenobi leak? No comment. Hello there. What's up, Commander Attack? Is that supposed to be Finn? Oh, it's Lando. Sorry, I was looking at your profile pic. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Hey, Goldman. Yo. Hey, Goldman. I'm really enjoying your overanalyzing Star Wars series. Thank you so much. I'm putting a lot of effort into that. And fun fact, everyone, for those of you, if you are enjoying my overanalyzing series, when Obi-Wan comes out, I will be doing an overanalyzing Obi-Wan along with overanalyzing Revenge of the Sith. So you'll have 2 episodes of overanalyzing a week. My goal is to have 5 videos out every week throughout the 5 weeks that Obi-Wan is coming out. So we're gonna get a lot of content from me, and then once Obi-Wan ends, I'm gonna do a like full-on review, like a full in-depth review, a rewrite if I think the show is bad. I don't know, and then after that, I might take a week off because I'll be exhausted. But the only travesty in this Vanity Fair cover was not having Din Djarin igniting his dark saber. There's a I actually didn't. We're gonna talk about it in a sec. I haven't read much about it. I saw some tweets about it, so I know some general things that were discussed, but I haven't really gone in depth about specific quotes or anything, so this will be interesting. Hey, Goldman, what's up? I'm glad there's actually a decent turnout right now. We got 16 people watching. That's awesome. Make sure you all destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm. How excited are you for Obi-Wan? A scale of 1 to 10. I'm gonna put my excitement at like a 7. A 7. I wouldn't say I'm super hyped. Like I'm not like dying to see it. I don't really think there's any Star Wars project right now that I'm like I can't get out of my head. I'm very curious and optimistic about what's gonna happen. There just wasn't much, and just because I'm not excited doesn't mean I think it'll be bad or anything. I'm not like super hyped, but I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm honestly looking more forward to Celebration and potential announcements than Obi-Wan. Isn't it 6 weeks? 6 episodes, but the first 2 episodes come out the same day, so it's technically 5 weeks. But still, with Obi-Wan activating his lightsaber, didn't you do the same? I don't care. Why won't you talk about the Kenobi leak? The reactions are very spicy. Thoughts on the reactions? I'm not covering the Kenobi leaks because it's not the time and place for that. But anyway, let's get on to the Vanity Fair article. So, you know what I'm going to try and do? I'm going to do this. I'm going to put you guys here and then have the Vanity Fair article over here. So this way I can kind of talk to both of y'all at once and potentially respond to comments. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I had everything phrased properly. Why would you ask me my thoughts on Tucker Carlson? I'm not a politician. Don't ask. All right. Let's share my screen. Oh, I almost clicked leave studio. That would have been funny. Share. Share screen. I mean, Rusty. Chrome tab. Here we go. There we go. Everything look good? Awesome. Awesome sauce. I'd say maybe wait a little while before overanalyzing the Kenobi series since your initial view might change. But if you time it right, you can capitalize on YouTube's algorithm and get more views. No, I mean, my overanalyzing of the episodes are still going to be the same. And I think it provides a unique perspective about um like my thoughts, predictions, and all that. It'll be an interesting thing to do. But you make a good point. I think down the line, because like my tentative plan, right, for the overanalyzing series is that I'm going to do the nine main movies, take a long break, and then do the spin-offs, the movies and the shows, and then I don't know. I'm not thinking this far ahead, but yeah. That cover looks ugly. Really, I think it's great. Anyways, an exclusive look at, can you guys see my mouse? You can. An exclusive look at the master plan for Obi-Wan Kenobi with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, Andor with Diego Luna, Ahsoka with Rosario Dawson, and a fleet of new shows by Anthony Breznican. You know what's funny? I had this thought on Twitter. Gina Carano would have been on this cover, absolutely, if she hadn't, said the things on Twitter. So yeah, Gina Carano would have absolutely been on this cover, but she's not. And now she'll be on the cover of Daily Wire. I hope she's happy. Let's move on. You guys know the tradition weekly Q&A means I get my Diet Mountain Dew. This is the only time in the week I drink a Diet Mountain Dew. I'm not a soda drinker, but I do love me a Diet Mountain Dew. Diego Luna couldn't trust the driver. He didn't think he could trust anybody. And hadn't he read something about the epidemic of eavesdroppers hacking phones? I'm so confused. Luna had played the dauntless rebel spy Cassian Andor in the 2016 film Rogue One. Now on the other end of the phone was Tony Gilroy, who had punched up the movie's script for reshoots. Gilroy, whose credits include writing the first 4 Bourne thrillers, I didn't know that, and writing and directing Michael Clayton, I don't know what that is, was developing a series that would explore Andor's backstory, revealing what drew him into the Galactic Rebellion and how he evolved from the self-serving nihilist into a selfless martyr. Okay, so we're gonna get a lot of backstory on Andor, which is expected. I mean, he is the main character. The first time he heard the full plan for the Andor story happened more than 3 years ago. Yeah, I think it was in 2018 that this show was announced, so it's going to be almost 4 years afterwards. It's crazy. One thing I remember from being part of this since day one is how little you can share of what happens, says the actor. I have kids, man. It's painful for them and for me. So this is cool. So we got some art. I think I've seen some of these pictures on Twitter. You know what's really weird? It's like we all know what Vader looks like, but just seeing him here, like official image of what Vader will look like in the show, I know it's kind of cool. Just like, oh, it's Darth Vader. And I think Reva looks really good too. I like her Inquisitor outfit. As long as the lightsaber doesn't start spinning everywhere, I'll be happy. You guys know that. And then we got Mon Mothma. I wonder if she'll play a significant role in the series. Cassian Andor, Mando looking good as always, and Ahsoka. I don't really like this outfit of Ahsoka's. I don't know. It's a little like too baggy. I don't know. I guess it makes sense. She's a Jedi. I really liked her Clone Wars outfits, and her Rebels outfit. Yeah. George Lucas had attempted and abandoned a live-action Star Wars series called Underworld before he sold Lucasfilm to the Walt Disney Company in 2012. Scripts were written and test footage shot, but the level of quality he was looking for proved to be too expensive for a TV budget. Then, in 2017, Lucasfilm was tasked with trying again, this time making not one series but a whole fleet to bolster its parent company's streaming ambitions. I just had a thought. I find it interesting that they didn't save this for when Star Wars Celebration came out. I wonder if they're trying to get some news out now and then maybe they'll announce the new stuff afterwards. I don't know. The shading is so weird in the poster. Maybe. Who has the best hair in Star Wars? Probably Ewan or Obi-Wan. Yeah, probably Obi-Wan. He's got good hair. Geology isn't a real science. Your words, not mine. Oh, here we go. This winter, the Book of Boba Fett delivered a redemption story nearly 4 decades after the title character's apparent demise in Return of the Jedi. Now, with 130 million subscribers waiting, Disney has upped its demands to 3 separate Star Wars shows within a year. For this story, Lucasfilm has lifted the secrecy surrounding its TV universe and how it formed, as universes do, under immense pressure. We don't need to watch this, do we? Yeah, we can watch this. It's a minute long. This must be so cool. Like, as an actor, being like part of the face of Star Wars, like this is kind of phase 2 of Disney Star Wars now, right? The shows. Um, well, that's just cool. Seeing Hayden back. I'm not the biggest prequel fan, but this is still pretty cool. I'm just happy. I'm really happy. Hayden must be just so filled with joy, and I hope the series is good too. Because if not, that would be disappointing. Being one of these actors would be so cool. Just be like, yeah, I'm the face of the next era of Star Wars. Sorry. I wonder if they actually shot this in the volume. It looks like they did. There we go. Oh, that must be so cool. They probably have a fan blowing. Anyways, you guys get the point. It's just pictures of all of them. And it looks cool. That's exciting. First up is Ewan's return to his role as a weary Jedi Master in exile. Obi-Wan Kenobi debuts May 7th, tracking the character 10 years into his time on the desert world of Tatooine, where he serves as a distant guardian to young Luke Skywalker and is haunted by a dark side inquisitor named Reva. Moses Ingram was great. I said great in Queen's Gambit, by the way. What if it's a whip lightsaber? And at the end of the movie, they accidentally slash themselves with the saber whip, like how whip sometimes backfires and hits you back. I don't know what you're talking about. The only thing I hated about today's announcement was what she said about Solo. Oh, what was said about Solo? Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Season 3 of The Mandalorian reuniting Pedro Pascal's helmeted gunfighter with his little green ward, who drops in late 2022 or early 2023. Next year, Rosario Dawson will lead the series Ahsoka, playing the live-action version of the fan-favorite Force wielder from animation, who was once an apprentice to Anakin Skywalker. Slightly further off is The Acolyte, with a tale set about a century before the era of the Skywalkers. Okay, so we got about 100 years confirmed. So that means I doubt it'll be about Plagueis. Interesting. It's a bountiful time to be a Star Wars obsessive, to say the least. McGregor, who wrestled with joining the galaxy in the late 90s and wrestled again with whether to return, says the gig has saturated his life. My partner, Mary, is doing that Star Wars series with Rosario, and she's about to start. Oh, yeah, Mary Elizabeth Weinstead, I think that's her name. She's going to be in the Ahsoka series. So this is cool. I want to move on into like actually important stuff. They're talking about Andor. Luna describes Andor as a refugee story with desperate people fleeing the Empire at the full force of its power. It's the journey of a migrant, he says. That feeling of having to move is behind this story, very profoundly and very strong. That shapes you as a person. It defines you in many ways and what you are willing to do. Interesting. This guy gave his life for the galaxy, right? I mean, he consciously, soberly, without vanity or recognition, sacrificed himself. Who does that? That's what this first season is about. It's about him being really revolution averse and cynical and lost and kind of a mess. Interesting. His adopted home will become the base of our whole first season, and we watch that place become radicalized, Gilroy says. Then we see another planet that's completely taken apart in a colonial kind of way. The empire is expanding rapidly. They're wiping out anybody who is in their way. Cool. Let's see, they're going to talk about Obi-Wan here. Oh, we got a Kathleen Kennedy quote. This will be fun. What's unique about Star Wars is that we're one story, basically, says Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy. George was always dealing with episodes. Ironically, he was serializing his storytelling, and he was influenced by Flash Gordon and cliffhangers on Saturdays at movie theaters. All of that informed what the DNA of Star Wars is, which is why I think it's just organic that we made the transition into television. I just hope that means they're not, only doing television. Okay. Well, this should be fun. When she took over Lucasfilm in 2012, Kennedy's primary goal was to rejuvenate Star Wars with a new era of films. After a trilogy of prequels that underwhelmed many fans, Few producers were better poised to do that, given her legacy of crowd pleasers, ranging from ET, blah, blah, blah. Talk about The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, how that probably pissed off a bunch of people. Uh, anyone who comes into the Star Wars universe needs to know that it's a 3, 4, 5 year commitment. She says, that's what it takes. You can't step in for a year, shoot something, and then walk away. It requires that kind of nurturing. Okay, yeah, but you guys gave J.J. Abrams, what, 2 years? Gave him 2 years to make Rise of Skywalker. It's a little hypocritical. I'm just talking about the Mandalorian. I want a little more exciting things, you know? Talking about the origins. This is just a cool shot, you know? This is cool. This is cool. I'd kill to be in a Star Wars show, man, or movie. They're talking about the Mandalorian. I want them to talk about other stuff. Any stuff that's actually interesting. Talking about the volume, which is obviously great. I wonder what this is. Is this for the Book of Boba Fett, or is this for Obi-Wan? I assume Boba Fett, because, you know, there's like one. This is, I don't know, there's not much here. I'm talking about Obi-Wan. Late last year, Rosario Dawson seemed to accidentally confirm a rumor with an Instagram post. I looked into my email and Star Wars was like, you might want to take that down. I'm like, man, I can't be trusted. Oh, what? When Rosario Dawson talked about Hayden Christensen / Anakin being in the Ahsoka show? I don't know. I don't feel like I need to read all this. I know they said something interesting about what's it called? Solo, where Kathleen said, oh, here we go. Actually, no, it's not. Oh, yeah. The 2018 movie Solo explored Han Solo's younger years, with Alden Ehrenreich taking on the role of the smuggler originated by Harrison Ford. The film has its admirers, but it made less at the box office than any other live-action Star Wars movie. Solo's swagger may be too singular for another actor to replicate. There should be moments along the way when you learn things, says Kennedy. Now it does seem so abundantly clear that we can't do that in regards to casting another actor to play an older character. I don't. Yeah, and this is funny. They haven't mentioned the Lando series. I hope that comments about Solo doesn't affect the Lando series. I don't want to watch a series with a de-aged Billy D. Williams and a de-aged Harrison Ford. They haven't said anything about the Lando series, like not even in this, so it might be so far down the road. Honestly, I hope it doesn't happen. I don't want to see a Lando series, but a Lando series seems too Marvel-y, you know? Like all these other shows seem really interesting. They have a decent premise. Lando, that just doesn't seem interesting to me at all. They're talking about the Acolyte. Well, they said they will wear the Jedi uniforms are gold and white. And it's almost like they would never get dirty. They would never be out and about. The idea is that they have these types of uniforms because that's how little they're getting into skirmishes. And that is a different type of Jedi. Kathleen Kennedy's first quote, "We have a roadmap." That's funny. Says Kennedy. Kennedy says, although Lucasfilm's big screen return is unlikely to follow the same relentless cadence as before. A movie from Jojo Rabbit's Taika Waititi and 19... Let me exit out of this. Pat. It is true that Marvel Studios... So they got a bunch of things. Oh, here we go. I would love to see what movie he might come up with, says Kennedy. But right now, there isn't anything specifically. And the trilogy from Last Jedi's Rian Johnson was announced 5 years ago, backburned. Ryan has been unbelievably busy with Knives Out and the deal he made with Netflix for multiple movies. So I guess, I think the fact that they're simply addressing the Rian Johnson trilogy is good news. Because I feel like if it wasn't going to happen anymore, they would straight up not talk about it at all. But so it's good news, I guess. I guess it's really it. I thought there would be more to talk about, to be honest. But there's nothing really. There was nothing too interesting about that article. I feel like they confirmed a bunch of things we know. We know that John Watts is getting his own Star Wars series. That could be interesting. I don't know how much like John Watts. He made all 3 of the new Spider-Man. No Way Home was good. The other 2 were fine. So we'll see. Donald Glover briefly mentioned the Lando series on a talk show he appeared on recently. Oh, I guess. Isn't that a little hypocritical though? Where Kathleen's like, we can't recast characters, and now they're gonna do a show about Lando? Unless it takes place after the Rise of Skywalker and it's mostly about Janna. I don't know. Like, does that sound interesting to you guys? I mean, it's post Rise of Skywalker content, so I guess that makes me happy, but I don't know. Thank you for the super chat of $2 Canadian. So ready for Obi Woke Kenobi Reva show bait and switch? I appreciate the super chat, but I don't know. I just have a big problem with what you're saying. It's like, oh, there's a black woman, and now the show's woke. Because God forbid these shows have new characters, right? God forbid. The Mandalorian isn't just about Mando. There's plenty of other characters too. Also, yeah, Hugh McGregor is a younger actor recast of Alec Guinness for Obi-Wan. So there's a good example of a younger actor playing a classic character. Yeah, I don't mind. Luzem is joking. Oh well, it's hard to tell sarcasm over comments. The dummy gave you money. I'm not gonna say no. Maybe it was sarcasm. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. I've heard things. I'm not gonna discuss what I heard. If you want to read leaks, you can look them up and find them yourselves. I have had in-depth conversations with Palpa memes about them, but I'm not going to say what we discussed. At the Goldman, maybe a flashback scene showing Donald Glover while the present day is Billy D. Williams, similar to the the Book of Boba Fett handled. The thing is, like, is there really much you can do with Lando? After the Rise of Skywalker, apparently Billy D. Williams can like barely walk. So I don't know how much you can have him do. I mean, in the Rise of Skywalker, all we saw of Lando was him standing around and sitting down. It's not like we saw him running and moving at all. He hasn't aged well, so I know, unless I got him wrong earlier today on making Star Wars. I don't know. Did you see this person before? I don't know what that means. But yeah, I guess we can continue with the rest of the stream as an actual Q&A. We got about 40 minutes, maybe a little less. We can just chat. What are you guys excited about? What do you guys want to see from the future of Star Wars? Did this post make you any more excited? Is it just whatever? I'm very excited for Celebration. I don't know. I'm getting my hopes up probably a little too much. I just changed the volume on my mic. Let me turn down this a little bit. It's getting a little bright. I hope I don't get like... I just want like one thing sequel related. Imagine, I think like my dream is that like they're announcing stuff and then Daisy Ridley and John Boyega walk on and they're like, oh, we're doing a post episode 9 show. Oh, I'd be so excited, but probably not going to happen. I just want them to announce something that like we don't know. I just hope it's not, let's talk about what we already know. So, hey, I caught a stream. Thanks, Gabby. I appreciate it. Okay, I guess we don't need to talk about it. Are you good in life? I'm doing all right with myself, if that's what you mean. Weird question. No, ask about Star Wars, you guys. I love Mountain Dew, by the way. How's my camera? Is my camera a little laggy? I might need to change the quality real quick. It's not looking great. There we go. I think that's much better. Still waiting for that Finn show. Oh, I love the Finn show. I do notice little things here and there about like what the actors are up to. John Boyega didn't post or say anything for Star Wars Day a few weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Daisy Ridley did. Oscar Isaac did a tour of the Star Wars hotel. I don't know what it's called, the Galactic Star Cruiser. So he's still in relations with Star Wars. Maybe he'll come back and do Rogue Squadron. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know if John Boyega is coming back anytime soon. At the Goldman Q&A. If the first episode of The Mandalorian Season 3 had Cara Dune dies, how would you think it would handled? Off screen? I don't think they're going to show or mention Cara Dune, to be honest. I think she's gone. They're never going to mention her again. It's unfortunate. I like the character, but it is what it is. I was parroting Phantom Menace Fandom Menace talking points, wherever school. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for the super chat again. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I don't know. Like you just, I'm guilty of this too. It's sometimes unavoidable, but I don't really like comment. The Phantom Menace is just kind of irrelevant right now. Like Star Wars is Star Wars. If you're still shitting on Star Wars now after the last Jedi came out 4 years ago, it's like okay, move on. Too bad that YouTube doesn't allow photos. I'd probably spam pro sequel memes in your comment section. I'm not much of a memer, to be honest, but I like some good memes. Do you think a Batman 2022 Star Wars type movie will be good? No. Star Wars is for kids, and Batman wouldn't work. How does No Way Home compare to Multiverse of Madness? No Way Home was way better. No Way Home was way better. I'm worried that Andor will retcon parts of Rebels, mainly about the formation of the rebellion. I don't know. They didn't really touch on the formation of the rebellion a lot in Rebels. The implication in Rebels is that there were a lot of splinter cells of rebellion, and then they eventually came together and actually formed the rebellion we know. You know, because we had, like, when the Ghost Crew was doing stuff in Lothal, they didn't know about a larger rebellion. Like, Hera kind of knew because she talked to a Fulcrum, which was Ahsoka. But that's kind of my interpretation of how the canon formed the rebellion. It wasn't like an organized group at first. There was just pockets of rebellion here and there, and then eventually they just like kind of came together and then formed one larger rebellion. So I think that's the approach they'll go down. But I'm interested to see like what parts of their backstory he's gonna cover. So I know in the books they said that Cassian Andor was a separatist. That's a very interesting story idea. Oh, sorry, that's the Mountain Dew. So yeah, I wouldn't be worried about that. I think Rebels and Clone Wars are very sensitive topics because those are Dave Filoni's babies. Maybe Clone Wars a little bit more so, but they're gonna make sure there might be some minor retcons, but they're gonna make sure that there's nothing big in terms of retcons with those shows. I hope Ahsoka and Mando don't show up in Kenobi. For one, Mando's like a kid. He wouldn't show up. Ahsoka could show up. I hope not. I wouldn't mind if she showed up in like a flashback if they are doing flashbacks, which they probably are. Let's be real. But yeah. Which actress should replace Cara Dune if she comes back? None. We don't need the character. The character is not super important. That could be the end of her story. You know, she captured Moff Gideon, took him away to the New Republic, and she got assigned elsewhere, and that's the end of Cara Dune's story. If there was a female-only planet introduced like the Amazons was handled in Earth, how do you think that would be handled? The population of only females on the planet in Star Wars? You need to work on your English, dude. That's kind of like the Night Sisters. And I know there are Night Brothers, but they don't really do anything. I don't know. It would be weird and interesting, I suppose. We're not going to see Kira again. I want to see Kira again. Yeah, maybe I'll get a surprise and they'll do a Crimson Dawn show. That'd be pretty cool. They bring although I guess they can't bring back Ray Park to do Maul because he had his incident on Twitter or on Instagram. I'd want to see Kira. I'd want to see Kira come back, and they could easily recast Darth Maul. It's not like you need Ray Park to be him. Just have someone shave his head, paint his face black and red, and you're good to go. Jason Ward said the flashbacks will only be from Attack of the Clones. It'd be interesting seeing them in that look again. I wonder how good the de-aging will look because Ewan and Hayden aren't old enough to where the de-aging would be like really hard. Like you can't de-age Mark Hamill anymore. They kind of did that in Mandalorian season 2 and it just didn't look good. But they're young enough where they can do it. I don't know why we shouldn't be able to see Kira again. She wasn't a recast and she is even in the comics. It's up to Emilia Clarke, really. Like maybe she just doesn't have any interest. Maybe Lucasfilm just like do nothing solo related. I don't know. Wait, what happened to Ray Park? Oh, you guys don't know the story? Oh my god. So Ray Park, I don't know when this was. I think it might have been a year and a half ago, around that time. For petty reasons that I'm not entirely clear on. Star Wars only knows the details much more in depth than I do. But apparently, he thought his wife was cheating on him. So he posted a picture of his wife going down on him on Instagram, just like so yeah. Didn't and you can see his business. So yeah, it wasn't really the most Disney friendly thing to do. So yeah. I mean, I don't know like with Gina Carano, she was just expressing her opinion. But with Ray Park, how dumb do you have to be to do that? Oh, here. Do you think we'll see Claude again? Ray got in trouble with a glow stick. I'm trying my best not to get this stream demonetized. This is a Star Wars channel. Why can't Sim Witwer be live action mall? I don't know. I don't know. Ask him. Don't ask me. Oh dang. Yeah, damn. So yeah, we probably won't see Ray Park come back to Star Wars. I don't know. I don't know the entire details. Apparently, the actor of young Boba, um, Daniel Logan, was involved with that. Could be wrong. Again, Star Wars only knows that story much better than I do, so you should ask him. It's the past anyway. Was the firing fair of Gina? I don't know. I would need more details of what went on behind the scenes. I mean, if Lucasfilm asked Gina Carano to stop, and she said she wouldn't, and she didn't, then yeah, it was fair. If Lucasfilm didn't say anything and just fired her out of the blue, I think that's unfair. But we don't know all the details, so that's my comment on that. I'm not trying to get into controversial topics here. Just want to talk about Star Wars, maybe some other stuff. There's nothing really else going on right now, and Obi-Wan comes out in 9 days. No, 10 days, 11 days. Oh, I can't wait. Thoughts on what you want to see in Andor? Good question. I don't know. I guess there's like two things. I just want to see a unique story with Andor himself, learn about his backstory, give us a look into different aspects of Star Wars we haven't seen before. Because I know people say we see the underworld in The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, but a lot of that show was stuff we've really seen before. I mean, like we see them go into cantinas, we see Twi'leks and sexy outfits, fights in bars. Like we've seen that stuff before. I want to see like gritty stuff, like the slums of Coruscant, what the Empire was really like. We get that in Rebels, but Star Wars Rebels paints the Empire as like incompetent. I want to see the Empire, be competent for once. So we'll see what happens. That's kind of just what I want. I try not to go into these shows too much, like thinking about too much, especially if I'm not too attached to the character. Like if they did a show saying I want to do a young Ben Solo series, then I'd have like certain things like, oh, this would be really cool. But with a character like Andor, who in general I'm not too interested in, I just want a compelling story that makes me like the character at the end of the day. What would happen if Kenobi divides the fandom again? Then I'll be sitting over here either defending it or not defending it, and I'll probably piss off a bunch of people either way. So I hope the fandom likes it. It's crazy how much Ewan is starting to look like Alec Guinness. He's got some ways to go. Alec Guinness was old, so. Do you think they give Luke a son and Mara Jade in between 6 and 7? No, I don't think they will. Is the Luke and Lando novel coming out on May 28th? I think it's coming out sometime in June. I'm looking forward to it. I am actually reading Brotherhood, which is right here, right now, on top of my K2SO mug. So I'm looking forward to that or finishing that. But yeah, but this Luke and Lando novel, I'm really looking forward to. Watch Bad Batch season 2 is gonna be trash. I mean, the first season wasn't good, so I think Andor might encounter early versions of the Dark Troopers. I mean, sure, why not? That's not something that would bother me, I guess. What do you think of that certain scene between John and Maki in the last episode? Yeah, that wasn't the greatest. That wasn't the greatest. I'm still looking forward to the last episode, but yeah, that scene was not the greatest. Legends Dark Troopers appeared first on the planet Fest, and today I learned that Andor's home planet is Fest. I know it's reaching, but it's a theory. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a hard thing to predict. Like it could happen, it could not happen. I don't know. Have you seen other stuff from Ryan Johnson? Breaking Bad episodes, Knives Out, Looper Brick. I've seen Breaking Bad many times, and I know which ones he's directed. So in that regards, yes. I've seen Knives Out. I have not seen Looper or Brick, but yeah, I mean Knives Out was really good. With shows, you can't credit the director too much because it's mostly the showrunner. But I mean his episodes were good. Do you think starting a Star Wars channel with Kenobi content is a good idea? I've been thinking about starting up a channel for a while. Yeah, like the best quote is the best time to start a YouTube channel was yesterday. And the second best time is today. So yeah, start. Maybe get your opinions out there and make some really unique content because you don't want to do it in like. I chose a really peculiar time to start my channel. I started it like 2 months after the Rise of Skywalker came out. Um. So yeah, I would start it around Obi-Wan and try and provide some unique content. It's gonna be rough. It's the toughest part about YouTube isn't growing per se. It's just the mental hurdle of seeing yourself not grow for a very long time. I mean, that was me pretty much that my whole first 10 months. I think it took me 9 months to reach 1,000 subs, and it took me 2 months to get my first 100 subs. So, and even right now, I'm like not growing super fast. Just got to stick with it. Have you read Bloodlines, the book about Leia? Yeah, it was a great book. One comment on that scene between John and the Covenant woman: Spartans are strong. She should have turned into powder. I mean, it's not like he. I didn't like that scene. That's all I'll say. I agree. I hope we see Luke have a family of his own. Just because they weren't mentioned in the sequel trilogy doesn't mean they can't exist. It's similar to the situation with Ahsoka. I feel like though, if Luke had a family, that should have been mentioned. Like what happened to them. We see Luke, right? The thing about Anakin and Ahsoka in Revenge of the Sith was that Ahsoka was just doing her own thing. She was on a mission. She'd been gone for a while, and then Anakin was doing his own thing too. But if Luke had a wife and a kid, and Han never brought it up, Leia never brought it up, Luke himself never brought it up, Kylo Ren never brought it up. It's like that's weird. Have you seen J.J. Abrams' other stuff? Mission Impossible 3, Star Trek 1, 2, Super 8. No, I think I saw the first Star Trek of his. It was fine. I'm not really I think that's really the only Star Trek thing I've ever watched. It's not I have nothing against it. I just am not really interested. I'm more into like fantasy than I am sci-fi, and to me Star Wars is far more fantasy than it is sci-fi. So, yeah. At Goldman, how do you interpret Luke cutting himself off from the Force? Always found that to be a strange concept. What do you mean? How do I interpret it? Do I like it? It's an interesting idea. It kind of makes sense. Someone just wants to disconnect themselves from the Force. I mean, the Force is an energy field that you have to like focus to tap into, so it makes sense if you want to remove yourself from it. Eh, it's an interesting idea. I have not. That is stuff I do need to watch, though. As a historian of Star Wars, I feel like it's my obligation to watch those movies. You know what's funny? This is actually really funny. American Graffiti is one of my dad's favorite movies, but he's never seen Star Wars. Isn't that weird? Kind of weird. What would be your ideal way for Kenobi to end? I'm worried about how he'll just go back to Tatooine. I want him to grow. Like begin the series by having like no hope. Just kind of being like an angry man, like, screw all this, hate the Empire, my life sucks. And throughout the series, he kind of regains a sense of hope and purpose. And by the end of the series, he's like committed. He's like this is what I really need to do. That's kind of what I want to see. Besides specifics, I don't really have any specifics. So close to 7K. Yeah, what am I at now? I haven't checked in a few hours. But yeah, I was like 30, 40 subs away. We're getting close. We are indeed getting close. 69, 62. All right, so I'm 38 subs away. Let's hope I can get to 7K by the time Obi-Wan comes out. Can I get 38 subs in a week? I think so. If they want to add Luke having a family between 6 and 7, I guess they can make it work where their deaths would add to his belief that the Jedi belief should be left behind. In a perfect world, yes. And just to me, it's very odd they wouldn't be mentioned. Very odd. But it's not like deal breaker. Goldman, you're almost at 7K. Next Star Wars Explained. Well, he has like 700,000, so I'm a little bit ways till I get there. According to Avatar News on Twitter, one of Avatar's first projects is another Zuko story, as well as a story set in the past. I can't wait for more Avatar stuff to come out because I'm gonna cover it. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Like once we actually start getting Avatar content, I'm gonna make Korra videos because I think Korra is like my sequel trilogy in a way. Because I think it's criminally underrated. There's stuff about Legend of Korra that's not good, but I think it's criminally underrated. So I can't wait to make videos on that. But it's Star Wars season. At least it will be in a week. Oh, I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. You know it, and I know it. Ryan Bramble says, very exciting time to be a Star Wars fan. Thank you, Ryan Bramble, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And yes, it is an exciting time to be a Star Wars fan. Hi. Yo. What year should Star Wars coming to the big screen? We'll get an update on if Rogue Squadron is coming out in 2023. It's not looking great. It's not looking great, but I forgot. Is it on like I know Disney recently released like their list and stuff about what's coming. Was it on that list or am I confusing it with something else? 'Cause I do not know. But yeah, I hope it comes out. Why can't I find core action figures or statues? I don't really have any like Avatar merch. I have the books, but I don't really have. I have my core hoodie that I wear very often, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really buy toys. Like I like books. As you can tell, I collect books. You know what I've been doing recently? When I first started my book collection, like this is all canon stuff, right? I bought a few in softcover paperback. So now I'm rebuying some of the older books in hardcover, and they're very expensive. But I'm almost done. I need 2 of the canon books. I think it's Tarkin and A New Dawn, and then I need the hardcover of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and I have every canon book in hardcover. I can't wait to watch your Avatar videos. Not the Blue People though. Actually, I do like the Avatar. Like the James Cameron Avatar movie. I'm very much looking forward to seeing the new one. I forgot what the subtitle is, but Avatar: The Way of Water, I think. I'm very much looking forward to that. I have a bad feeling Moses Ingram will get a lot of hate if the leaks about the ending are true. No comment. Do I want a wife and kids later in life? Yeah. What if your girlfriend doesn't like Star Wars? I don't care. As long my when it comes to women, I will potentially date. My rule is I do not care if they like Star Wars or not, as long as they do not try to inhibit my love of Star Wars. That's my rule. I have some canon books. Yeah, a lot of the books I have here I haven't read. They're back here, but most of them I have, and they're hit or miss. Some are good, some are boring. Very few have actually like made me angry. But like right now, I'm reading the new Brotherhood book about Anakin and Obi-Wan right after Attack of the Clones. I'm enjoying it so far. There's been very few books I really loved, but I enjoy most of them. It's just like I'm laying down at night before I go to bed. I'm just like, let me just put myself in the Star Wars universe for half an hour. I have no idea how you don't have more subs, man. I'm not a fan of the sequels, but your videos help me appreciate aspects that I didn't really care for. Thanks, Goldman. Thank you. Why don't I have more subs? It takes time. It takes time to grow. I think I will be at a place where I want to be someday. I just got to continue to work hard, and that's how. That's the YouTube mindset. I loved Lost Stars. Yeah, Lost Stars was a great book. Did you hear about the Fallen Order thing on Twitter about the main character? No, I have not. I know the sequel. I think is supposed to be called Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which kind of makes sense, I guess. I just want to play as what was her name? Marin in the sequel. Like I like Cal, sure, but I want to play as Marin. That would be really cool. Did you read Plagueis? I have Plagueis actually, but I have not read it. Do you think Boba Fett is alive during the sequels? We'll find out at some point. Don't know when, but we'll find out. Hey, Meg, what's up? Good morning. Just popping in to say hi. Been a while. I hope you're well, friend. Oh, thanks, Meg. It's a morning for you because it's like the evening for me, but I know you live all the way in England. That's cool. Thank you so much for tuning in, Meg. I appreciate it. You excited for Obi-Wan? As a prequel fan, you probably are. Have you watched Cinema Wins videos on the sequels? I think I did a while ago. I don't really watch a lot of other Star Wars content, to be honest. Like in my free time, um, yeah, I don't really watch Star Wars videos. Is that weird? I kind of watch more so like video essays on just cinema or shows in general. Sometimes it'll be Star Wars, which is nice, but yeah, I don't really need to think about. I don't like think about Star Wars too much. Rank the 9 episodic movie posters from worst to best. I don't think the sequels have particularly the best movie. I'll put Episode 9 in the last place because it's just weird. Like the Force Awakens and the Last Jedi posters are kind of similar, and then the Rise of Skywalker poster has like this white like outline kind of, which was really weird. I don't know. Like the prequel posters are all similar. I like the Empire Strikes Back poster the best. It feels the most unique. All the Star Wars posters now, they need to have like all the characters there. You have the most important one as the biggest, and then like it kind of goes on the side and up top, and then there's like the villain on top. Empire Strikes Back is pretty simple. The one right here. I like that poster a lot. I don't know. They're all neat posters, right? I like a lot of the teaser posters. I think my favorite Star Wars teaser poster is the Phantom Menace one, where you just see little Anakin in front of the like hut, his home, and then the shadow is Darth Vader. I think that is such a good poster. Other teaser posters I really like. I like the Last Jedi one where you see Luke and Kylo in the red background, and then Rey's holding a lightsaber like that. That's a pretty cool one. The originals didn't really have like significant teaser posters. I know the Attack of the Clones one was where they talk about love and you just see Anakin and Padme standing there. That was kind of boring. The Revenge of the Sith one just showed Anakin. That one was pretty boring. Force Awakens one, they were just kind of standing there. In the Rise of Skywalker one was you saw Palpatine in the back. Oh no, I think the Phantom Menace and Last Jedi posters, teaser posters, are my two favorite, not the theatrical ones. I love 9 posters with Palpatine. Episode 9 poster looks like a bad fan edit. The teaser one, I think I disagree. But it begs the question: why wasn't he in the trilogy then? They'd have to explain that somehow. Who? Oh, Boba Fett. Boba Fett wouldn't be fighting with the Resistance. Why exactly don't you like the Bad Batch? I understand the filler episodes were a bit much, but the story of basically retired soldiers finding a place in the galaxy is great. I just think they had a bunch of missed opportunities. I just don't think it was done particularly well. I think the biggest problem I have with the Bad Batch was that, well, this is a lie because I just don't go to Walmart. So, my biggest problem with the Bad Batch is I think they really should have dived deep into what it's like for them post-war. Like they had all these clone brothers, and after Order 66, they kind of just like turned into different people. How'd that feel? What is it like going from a life of all war to then living a different life? And they just don't really touch on that at all much. And Omega doesn't really have a big role in the story. Like Omega's role is kind of to just make Hunter feel more like a dad. And I just didn't find any of it compelling. Like the characters are neat. Like there was just no big takeaway. There was no really powerful arcs. Omega becomes a bit more responsible, I guess, but there was just nothing super compelling about the Bad Batch to me, I guess. Have you met a fan in real life? Besides my friends I've known for a good portion of my life? No, I've not. That'd be weird though. The day someone comes up to me and is like, "Oh my god, you're the Gold Man," I don't know what I would do. That would be really weird. Just be like, "Oh, I'll sign something for you." That's just like something I can't comprehend, you know? Bad Batch and Resistance are honestly my favorite animated series. Clone Wars is my least favorite. Yeah, you're a weird, but we respect opinions here, but that's just a weird take. because I don't like either one of those shows, but not as much as I dislike the Book of Boba Fett. The Book of Boba Fett is highly underrated. I mean, I loathe the Book of Boba Fett. I said my piece on it. You probably won't see me ever make a video on that again because I just don't want to watch it again. But I'm glad you love it. I wish I did. I wish I did. But which Star Wars animated show had the best season one? Probably Rebels. None of the season ones were particularly great. Clone Wars wasn't that great. Bad Batch wasn't great. Resistance wasn't great. Probably Rebels. And Rebels wasn't even that great either. They just should have marketed it differently and had it more build up to the finale. Yeah, I know. Rebels is underrated. It really is. Do you have a girlfriend? I am single. Rebels is also better than Clone Wars. I agree. What is the worst scene in The Empire Strikes Back? It's such a perfect movie. I don't know. When Luke kisses Leia? No, but even that scene's kind of cool. Like, not cool, but when Leia's like trying to show off to Han, it kind of just, it's important for their relationship. That movie's, it just doesn't have a worse scene. Like, I would have to really nitpick to think that The Empire Strikes Back has a worse scene because it's just really good. It's a perfect movie, in my opinion. It's like one of the few perfect movies out there. Wally's the best movie of all time. The Empire Strikes Back is like right around there. Clone Wars to me is like 4 to 5 good arcs, and the rest is just meh. I'd say a little more than that. For me, it's like half pretty good, like very little are great, and then some are just eh. And there are a few that are pretty bad. How do you feel about Rebels, man? Rebels is so good, so underrated. I need to make a video on it one day. I don't know why I really haven't. I've done a few Rebels videos, but like I need to make a full-on Rebels video because that show is just so good. Luke kisses Leia. I mean, I guess. But the thing is, that's not really a scene. Like, that's just a small moment that happens in a scene. Goldman says, best movie you've seen recently? I haven't seen many movies recently. Like, I saw Doctor Strange, and that wasn't really good. I saw Uncharted, and that was fine. Spider-Man, No Way Home. I just haven't seen many movies in a while. I've been watching more shows recently. I do want to start going to the movies more. Like I'm an AMC A-list member and I don't go that often, which is absurd. Like I'm just wasting money. I should go more often. Would you get Letterboxd and serialized for movies? For viewing? I do have Letterboxd, but it's attached to like my personal name and my personal information. So maybe I'll make a Goldman one and share it. But I do have like my 15 favorite movies on there. I forgot what I have, like, in the order. I think, like, 5 of them are Star Wars. WALL-E's number 1, I know that. Empire's number 2. I think Dark Knight is 3. Lord of the Rings might be 4. Last Jedi might be 5. Wonder Woman's on there, and that surprises a lot of people because I think Wonder Woman is one of the best superhero movies. I think Infinity War is on there. Oh, Aliens is on there. Speaking of which, I actually just got these. The Alien Anthology Blu-rays. It comes with Alien, one of the best movies ever. Aliens, one of the best movies ever. Alien 3, one of the most underrated movies ever. Not great. And then Alien Resurrection, one of the worst movies ever. I hate Alien Resurrection. If you told me I had to go the rest of my life without seeing Alien Resurrection, I think I'd actually be happy. I hate Alien Resurrection. If they actually sold a Alien trilogy Blu-ray set, I would have bought that. But they don't. So I now own Alien Resurrection on Blu-ray. Poor disc will never be used, but yeah. Oh, the Batman. Yeah, the Batman was probably the best movie I've seen recently. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that. It's one of my most popular videos I've done recently. I can't believe I forgot that. People debate recasting. To me, I feel like it's not so simple as do or don't, especially when things like Star Wars or Marvel promote themselves as one cohesive universe. Marvel's done a couple of recasts. I mean, they recasted the Hulk. So, I mean, it depends. I'm just kind of lazy. I need to do more stuff like that. If Star Wars didn't promote itself as one cohesive universe and was canon obsessed, and I'd honestly be a lot more okay with things like recasting and whatnot. I don't know. I like the cohesive universe. Are you going to be on Movie Madness, Max? He hasn't asked me in a while. I don't know. Like I'm busy at night, so like Max needs to ask me if he wants to come on, but he won't. Throw Alien Resurrection away? No, because one day it's gonna happen where I meet a girl and she has to watch all my favorite movies. I'm gonna show her the first 3 Alien movies. Hopefully, she loves them as much as I do. I think Alien 3 is very underrated. And then I'm gonna force myself to watch Alien Resurrection. It's gonna happen one day. I'm probably gonna see it at some point. I just don't want to. Very few movies I hate more than Alien Resurrection. Like, even the Star Wars movies I dislike the most, I don't hate any of them. I hate Alien Resurrection. I think it's an awful movie. Do you have any theories with where Thrawn and Ezra and what they've been up to? Any chance Ezra could have turned to the dark side since he's familiar with it already? He's a masterless, and with Thrawn, I think if Ezra turned to the dark side, that'd be really disappointing. Because the last time we saw him in Rebels, the climactic moment is basically did everything that Kanan taught him. He basically became a Jedi in that moment where he sacrificed himself. And if he just turns to the dark side, that'd be really disappointing. What do you like about the movie theater? It's fun. And Doctor Strange was fine. I didn't dislike it. I just thought it was a little sloppy. Watch my video. Alien 3 Assembly Cut is huge improvement over the theatrical version. I think this box set has both editions. So I think if I wanted to, I could watch either or. Unsure though. That'd be disappointing if I can't. Do you like Avatar? The Last Airbender? Yes. The James Cameron movie? Yes. Never seen any of the Matrix movies. Also, are you excited for the second one? I assume you mean the James Cameron one? Yes, I am excited for the second Avatar. I don't know. I really like the first James Cameron Avatar. Like, it's not a great movie, but it's just fun. It's a fun movie. Turning to the dark side negates Ezra's entire arc. Yeah, I would agree. What do you think of Destiny 2? I've never played Destiny, nor do I plan on playing Destiny. Poor Bungie. Poor Bungie. They got screwed by Avatar. Do you have a DVD bundle of Star Wars? I do. Actually, I own every Star Wars movie on Blu-ray besides The Rise of Skywalker. I just never bought The Rise of Skywalker Blu-ray. Have you watched District 9? A long time ago. It's been a while, but I have. I know that guy was supposed to make a Halo movie, I think. I'm surprised they never turned Halo into a movie. I think Halo works much better as a movie than it does a series. I enjoy the show for the most part. I think it would work much better as a movie. Why haven't you seen The Matrix? I don't know. Just never got around to it. Never really but when I was younger, I never had any of the DVDs or Blu-rays, and I just never got to it. And recently, like, I don't know, just sitting down and watching a 2-hour movie, like out of the blue, it's time consuming. You know, that's 2 hours I could be working on a video. So I don't rewatch movies that much unless I'm really bored or from with my friends, you know, consuming products. But yeah, show us your Star Wars Blu-rays. I don't think I actually have them here. I think they're at my parents' house because I moved out. But if you guys remember my old Star Wars setup, I had so many Legos and all that. I just don't have the room here, and I'm also renting an apartment, so I don't want to full on commit, like move out everything. So if I ever get a house one day, then you'll see like my real collection because I just have my books on display. You don't see my Legos and all of that. The Matrix is great. You should watch. I've heard it. I don't know. Someday probably will. Thoughts on Sonic 2? Haven't seen that or Sonic 1. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen. I haven't seen Forrest Gump either. People are like, what? You haven't seen it? Oh my God. Yeah. Anyways, all right. I'm about to wrap up the stream in the next few minutes. So if you have any burning questions, ask it now. The director of District 9 was also supposed to make an Aliens movie. I think that he even got approval from the original director. Who? James Cameron? Interesting. I mean, I know he was potentially supposed to be doing stuff with Halo. What are some of your favorite Star Wars headcanons? I think my favorite one, and this like it just frustrates me, and this could be like partially canon, is that in The Rise of Skywalker, the reason why the fleet, like Lando's fleet, showed up at the end of the movie was because they were inspired by what Luke did in The Last Jedi. Like, it just makes too much sense, and they just don't make the connection, which triggers the hell out of me. But it is what it is. So I guess that counts. Can you explain Blu-ray to me? It's a DVD, but looks really good. I don't know. It just looks better. It's a better looking DVD. I don't know. I don't know the technology behind it, if that's what you're asking. Okay, but anyway, that is it for me for this weekly Q&A. You'll probably see me. Oh, I'll be doing a bunch of streams when Obi-Wan comes out, so you'll have plenty of time to ask me more questions. But my next stream will probably be a week from Wednesday. Also, I'll be doing Tatooine next week, not this week. This week we're taking off. But yeah, anyway, that's it for today. Thank you everyone so much for watching another one of my streams, videos. Okay, well, sorry, Max. What do you mean sorry about the Ryan Johnson news? It's still happening. It's still happening. Sorry, I need to address this before I hop off. The Ryan Johnson news, they said it's just in the back burner right now, which is what I expected. I would have been upset if they didn't mention anything. If they didn't say anything about I can't believe I missed that, Max. Yeah. Oh, yeah, see, you waited until the end of my stream to say something. But yeah, the Ryan Johnson trilogy is happening. It's happening. Couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier. If you ever want me on one of your streams, Max, talk about Star Wars, let me know. I've just been busy. When are you streaming a Man of Gold again? Not for a while. I just don't have the time. But yeah, okay. Sorry. Maybe I'll check out. Are you doing a Star Wars stream? If you do, maybe I'll hop on. Anyway. Last question. I liked Prometheus. I hated Alien Covenant. Thank you everyone so much for watching another one of my videos. Don't forget to hit the Cloud Squad, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.